It's the NFL on EA Sports, and today's clash of conferences is just moments away. It's the Packers and the Ravens, and it's coming up next on Madden NFL 22.
Well, from a city that normally gets only about 20 inches of snow a year, they're getting a pretty good warm-up right now as we're at M&T Bank Stadium in Baltimore, Maryland. The two teams emerging from their respective tunnels a minute ago to the approval of this Baltimore crowd. They're all set as their Ravens will match up with the Green Bay Packers. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin, and CD, you think about our quarterback matchup here. We got a couple of guys who are definitely dangerous when you get down near the red zone. Aaron Rodgers of the Packers, Lamar Jackson of the Ravens.
And you use the perfect word there, Brandon, dangerous. Yeah, they're dangerous just about anywhere on the field, but the red zone, that's where they absolutely excel, and I think it's because they can keep defenses off balance. You know they can run, you know they can pass. The RPOs come into play. But the biggest thing is when the pocket breaks down, they can create something out of nothing and sting a defense.
Justin Tucker set to boom this one away. And off we go from M&T Bank Stadium. On the return, it's Taylor. And he will make it to the 20-yard line and no further. Now we get a look at Aaron Rodgers as he gets set to lead this Green Bay Packer offense. Rodgers now in his 17th season in the league and, of course, coming off the MVP trophy.
I remember watching him in college and seeing a guy that you knew had great potential, but I don't know that anyone knew that we would see how he would blossom as an NFL player who will go down as one of the all-time great quarterbacks. Can make every throw from every angle with terrific mobility, and he knows how to win games, always in contention for a championship.
Throwing on first down is Rodgers. Oh, he's going to take a shot right away. It's caught inside the 25. And all the way down to the 24-yard line. A big play there on the first play of the game. Even later into his career now, there aren't too many guys that can launch it downfield with accuracy better than Aaron Rodgers.
And that's how you start a drive, because you know they had this play in their back pocket, waiting for the right time to unleash it. And boy, did they pick the right opportunity. Unleashed it big time, and that was also a big-time throw.
Yeah, that throw, my goodness, and even 70 yards through the air. So barely time to catch our breath. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the red zone. Now the man from UTEP, this is Aaron Jones. He's able to work free for about 6 down to the 18.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
On 2nd down at 4, Rodgers. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down.
It's been a good opening drive offensively thus far, but you know they don't want to waste it and settle for a field goal attempt after that incompletion. So this is a big play coming up here on 3rd down.
In need of a conversion on 3rd down. They had the big play to start the drive, not much sense. Here's Rodgers to throw. Slant to Adams. And the Packers are going to have 1st and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points.
Boy, how about the speed with which this offense can get down the field? It's taken them no time at all to get down here, and now they're set up with a 1st and goal.
First and goal, a chance for an early statement here on the road. Shotgun now for Rodgers. And it's intercepted at the goal line. Picked up by Patrick Queen. And the Ravens are going to take possession of the football as they force the turnover on the opening drive. The Ravens Ravens offense set to take over and led by a man still just in his 4th season in the NFL, the 2019 MVP, Lamar Jackson.
And 2020 was another excellent season for number 8. Wasn't able to repeat the numbers from his MVP campaign of 2019, but bigger than that, got his elusive first playoff win, and he and the team hope that bodes well for them as they try and move forward in 2021. But let's face it, the numbers were still pretty darn good. 27 touchdown passes, another 1,000 yards on the ground, and 7 scores rushing. This young man continues to be elusive and continues to improve.
And they finally get him down at the other 46. 48 yards rushing for him now in the ball game. So that run there, yeah, I don't know if it's overstating things to call it a thing of beauty, but in terms of football plays, that's as good as you're going to see.
And what I really enjoyed about that run and what made it so impressive to me was how he improvised along the way. Sometimes on a big play, you just get the football and you take off in a straight line and go. But this time, how about the artistry of that play? That looked a little bit like a Picasso to me.
And he covered a lot of ground on that one, as evidenced by the final total there on Next Gen Stats. So the line of scrimmage moves all the way across the 50 now as they come up 1st and 10. They go play action now. Jackson, they'll roll him out right. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2. Well, you know, paramount for this defense is trying to keep Lamar Jackson somewhat contained when he tries to run. They did a pretty good job of it there.
And you know what's so difficult for every defense that has to prepare for Lamar Jackson? You have to think and play at the same time. And I know that sounds like something you're supposed to do, but when you have to think about your assignments against him, it often slows down your feet. You don't move as fast. You got to be prepared for this guy every step of the way and then try and match his athleticism.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. A run, it's Murray. And this carry not as productive. He's swallowed up at the line of scrimmage. On the tackle that time, Dean Lowry. And he got off the end there very quickly to make that play.
Yeah, it was almost like the bullet train, wasn't it? I mean, just zoom, quick, quick, quick. And what a terrific play, holding them to no gain.
A 2nd and 10 on a chilly, snowy December day. And I must say, I'm loving it. Kind of putting me in the holiday spirit. Charles hates it. He's giving me the evil eye, folks. And this is going to result in another 1st down as the tackle's made at the Packers' 17-yard line. Really been an ideal start for them. They get the turnover on the opening possession. Now here they are moving the ball straight down the field on their 1st drive.
And that feels good, but you know on their side of the field, all they're thinking is finish this drive off because they took it away, right? So now you got them back on their heels a little bit. Now go down, put a touchdown on them. Look out. You've won the mental battle early in the game, and that may carry over for you.
On 1st down, Murray. And he'll be stopped after a gain of only a couple down to the 15-yard line.
He's had success on this drive, but not on this play.
Finally, they bowed up defensively. I think they were determined not to let him take it pretty much all the way down the field.
Yeah, it looks like they handled their run responsibilities correctly this time. When we call them run fits, everyone was in the right place.
Throwing on 2nd and 8. Jackson. This is complete to Watkins on the slant. And the Ravens are going to be looking at 1st and goal as they move this down to the 4-yard line. Now after the completion, we're going to get a timeout, an injured player. While the training staff takes a peek, we'll take a break. First and goal, a chance to convert that early turnover into points. They'll try to run it in with Murray. And he's maybe going to get this back to the 4, but that's about all. They'll say no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd and goal.
All right, quick observation, Brandon, because early on in this game, I'm seeing linebackers playing with their noses close to the line of scrimmage.
And my guess is the wheels are turning on that other sideline. As a play caller, you're filing that away right now, aren't you?
Yeah, you're trying to find that opportunity later on when you can play action them or stick something to them between the 2nd and the 3rd level.
It'll go as no gain on the play, and now they're looking at a 3rd and goal. A big play forthcoming. Here's 3rd and goal. From the gun, it's Jackson sliding out of the pocket. And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. Only able to get back a yard for his efforts, and that leads us to 4th down.
Well, partner, nothing comes open here, so he decides to escape out of there, and he doesn't pick up a 1st down, but he does gain additional yardage to set up a possible field goal attempt if they decide to go that route.
No score after 1 on EA Sports. 2nd quarter now from Baltimore. It's the Ravens in possession as they contemplate what to do on 4th and goal. And the first play will be a field goal try from the right hash at a bit of a tight angle. Tucker's kick is good. And the Ravens strike first at 3's in.
So 3 points on the board, as easy a field goal as you're going to get, but I can see you shaking your head.
I love that peripheral vision of yours, partner, because to me, if it's the 4th quarter and you're up 6, I get it. But now, even if you run and don't get in, you're still setting them up to go a long field, 98, 99-yard drive. How do you look at your defense and not give them that opportunity?
Number 12 back out there. Aaron and his Packer teammates set to begin their drive. And he comes out on the heels of an interception he threw last time they had the ball.
Yeah, and you know, the quarterbacks that I know that are the best ones, the ones that really know how to lead their team, they tell them, that's on me. That's my bad. But let's go back out there and move ahead again, guys. We can get this done.
One good thing for him, it did only lead to 3 points and not a touchdown after that turnover.
Big thanks to the defense.
They'll start out on the ground with Jones. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26.
Defensively, we always know that he is tough in run support, and I think the way that he gets there is he understands what an offense is going to do before the ball's even snapped. A great job of scouting prior to the game, then reading, reacting, and taking the right path to the ball carrier.
2nd down, another shot for Jones. And he will lose yardage and be backed up to the 24. They wind up losing a couple there, so they go behind the original line of scrimmage, and now 3rd and 11 coming up.
Some of these play calls, I think they're a little conservative, but you know me, because it's easy to sit up in this booth, right, and make all the calls and think I'm going to be correct. But I would like to see them open things up, because otherwise this defense just going to gang up on the run and set them down. Third and 11, 5 in the secondary now.
Nickel look. From the gun, it's Rodgers. And this is going to be incomplete.
Well, they moved the ball okay here in these first 2 drives, but this one's going to, again, amount to nothing. They've got to start dialing up some plays that allow them to finish drives with points.
And Bojorquez on to punt as he gets it away.
They call it 38 yards on the punt, no return. And the Ravens, they'll take over. Baltimore set to take over here for their 2nd possession of the game. Their drive last time, it stalled out. They were forced to take the short field goal.
And the key phrase, you nailed it, forced to, because you know coaches look at these short field goals as a last resort, right? To them, that's not how drives are supposed to end. You're supposed to put 6 on the board. That's a consolation prize, like going to the county fair. You don't get the big stuffed animal on that one, do you?
No, you don't go top shelf. That's bottom shelf material. Forced out to his left. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled.
Partner, as a quarterback, sometimes you just got to know when the clock has gone off in your head, it's time to go. Tuck it and get all you can.
They'll run on first down. It's Murray. And he'll manage to pick up about 4. It's second down.
Well, in every play call, you realize it's not going to go for a touchdown. So a lot of your calls are setting things up for maybe later in the game, trying to establish the inside run with toughness now, hopefully get to the perimeter later. And let's face it, you could do worse than a 4-yard run on first down.
From just shy of midfield, jet blitz coming, and down he goes. Devondre Campbell flies in to blow that play up.
Lamar Jackson, for all the talents of escaping pressure that he possesses, he was helpless to do much of anything there. He had no chance.
Yeah, this time it's going to come from the middle linebacker, because watching the lineman, it seemed to me that they thought he was going to drop back into pass protection, but he surprised them and came on the blitz instead and had a pretty clear run to the quarterback.
Now after that sack, it's 3rd and long for Jackson and the Ravens. Jackson from the shotgun. Going deep here for Watkins.
That's into a crowd and intercepted.
Adrian Amos with a pick. And he'll take this all the way down inside the 40.
So it's 3rd and long, and you know this is going to be a pass. So defensively, they're bringing an extra defensive back and just blanket the field. And this is an ill-advised throw right here as it winds up being picked off easily.
Now trotting out there, the Packers getting ready to go. It hasn't gone particularly well for them. That's obvious. In these conditions, no points so far. They've got to get that offense on track. The question, how do they do it?
It is the age-old question, isn't it? And to me, finding a way to make sure your playmakers touch the ball without it being too exotic. Meaning you don't have to go deep down the field. Maybe you hit them on those short passes on the perimeter. Make sure you just turn around and hand it to your best runner and get out of the way. Don't cause any extra stress on your offense.
Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9. Shotgun now for Rodgers. And they went the wrong way there. Losing yardage back at the 43-yard line. It'll be a loss of 6 yards on the play. And they're going to be staring at a 3rd and long here.
Well, sometimes despite the best planning, the defense actually has a plan as well. And they blanketed everyone on that play. They were able to close it down and spill him for a loss.
The defense going to blanket the field. 6 now in the secondary here for 3rd and 15.
Now a draw play. This is Jones. And good pressure defensively to stop him for a loss of a couple. And there's also a flag to go with it.
So that time they get the tight end on the hold.
Normally he's a pretty good run blocker, but this time he just didn't get his arms extended and let go quickly enough. The flag came out as a result.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw.
Oh, he rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted.
Picked up by Marlon Humphrey. And a terrific return as he takes this thing all the way down near the 20-yard line. We don't see this often. A quarterback of his caliber, 2 first-half interceptions.
It's absolutely surprising because it happens so rarely. You're searching for what reason, what's going on out there. It's not just maybe the defense is playing well. Is his horoscope off? His biorhythms? What is it?
You went horoscope on us, David.
Well, I was thinking maybe REM sleep was off. I'm trying to come up with something.
Anything, right? And now here come the Ravens. And following the interception, we'll see what they can put together on this drive.
I can hear my old college coach right now. He always used to tell us before every game, the team making the fewest mistakes will win. What they're hoping is that that last mistake is their only one of the game.
Coaches, that's all they talk about, turnovers, right?
Minimizing those and maximizing opportunities.
Open space inside the 10.
And he will be brought down, but a 1st and goal coming up as we have come upon the 2-minute warning. Jackson. Toward the pylon, caught. Touchdown. Devontae Freeman. A 5-yard touchdown. And the Ravens are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. See, it seemed like they were so focused on the guys out wide, they forgot about him out of the backfield.
That's a really good point because you got to communicate, and oftentimes when you start counting receivers, that's exactly what you're doing. You start from the widest receiver, work your way inside. Who gets lost sometimes? The back in the backfield. That's exactly what happened there.
And he got into the end zone. You always worry about the plant foot in the snow, but no problems there. And the lead grows to 10-0. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Out comes Devontae Adams in the offense for their next drive. With them losing here in the second quarter and his limited productivity so far, you'd have to think they're going to try to look to him a little bit more, right?
I would guess you would start to see maybe some quick screens, some hitches, anything to get the ball in his hands quickly and let him try and do some damage after the catch. Or maybe just flip some formations and keep him isolated where it's more of a one-on-one route and get the ball to him.
I say just 4 verts, right?
Hey, why not? 4 verts, one of the best routes in football. Hard to cover each guy all the way along the route.
So far, just 1 catch for him. Meanwhile, they take a shot to start the drive, but this is going to wind up incomplete. Here's 2nd and 10. Now Rodgers. And he'll look for Adams again, and this time he's got him. And they work this well upfield across the 45. So they will accept the penalty and move forward. After the penalty, a fresh set of downs. It's 1st and 10. Throwing now is Rodgers. And that's complete to Adams. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25.
That was a nicely run slant route, and what the receiver's trying to do is make the defender think he's going upfield for a deeper route, and then breaks it off, usually after about 3 to 4 steps, and cuts towards the middle of the field. And now what he's trying to do is use his body to keep the defender away from the football and give the quarterback a really nice target.
Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on 1st down. To throw is Rodgers. And the timing a bit off that time as that one falls to the ground.
To this point, I've been impressed with the work defensively. They have not allowed a lot of receivers to run free. And there's another example, another incompletion.
Rodgers to throw once more. The left side throw complete to Adams. And he's going to be taken down with the 1st down at the Ravens' 12-yard line.
That's the 3rd time on this drive that these two have connected with each other. They've got a real rapport going. And right now, it's paying off with big chunks of yardage, as shown by that last play.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Throwing is Rodgers. And that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's 2nd down.
When you're running the slant, timing is everything, and against that man coverage, there was no space available, and incompletion as a result.
To throw on 2nd and 10, Rodgers to the end zone, but it's incomplete.
I tell you, Brandon, this defense is playing with some confidence. Haven't allowed a point yet. Flying to the football. I'm telling you, it's almost 11 to the ball on every snap. Another nice job there to force an incompletion.
Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. To throw, it's Rodgers. He'll find Lazard here over the middle. And he will not be able to get the first as he can get this only down to the 5. They get 7 there, but it brings up 4th.
And when you're playing a quarterback with some experience and some moxie, you enter the danger zone when you decide to blitz him, because if he's able to diagnose as he did on that play, he can hurt you downfield.
He reads defenses so well, doesn't he?
He really does, and the best part about that play for him, I don't think that was his primary target.
I don't think so either.
I think he had the read, figured out where the blitz was coming from, and went to a secondary target for a really nice game.
Now the Packers going to go ahead and use the second of their timeouts as they stop it with 16 seconds to go in half number 1. So now on 4th down, Rodgers will give way to Mason Crosby for the field goal try. From the left hash, a chip shot here. The kick by Crosby is good. And they get themselves on the board here. It's 10-3. So they do get the 3 points before they hit halftime. Something to build on, maybe.
Yeah, go ahead and raise the banner, right? Wave the flag. That's good. Got points. And now, as you said, they've got something to build on as they get ready for the second half.
So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away. James Prochet to return it. And the tackle going to be made right there at the 25-yard line. The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. And with 10 seconds left, not really enough time to put something together. And now this is intercepted. My goodness. Picked off near the 32. And he's giving his guys a shot for late points as they will take over in range for a field goal or maybe more. Wow, a big mistake there. Late interception in this first half, and that could lead to a field goal try the other way.
Yeah, I think at this point you just had to say, let's take a knee and go into the half and regroup. Let's just talk it over a little bit. I wonder, partner, was the analytics coach in his head a little bit? Maybe go ahead and press it and try and get some points? While the old school coach probably would have said, take the knee, let's get out of here.
Now we could see points the other way here. And Crosby puts it through, and that will do it for this first half. So we're at halftime here in the Inner Harbor with the hometown Ravens on top. As we'll get you down the coast to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much, and welcome everyone to this abridged version of the EA Sports Halftime Report. First up, though, a look at the next-gen stats for the Packers in that first half. And they weren't able to get a whole lot done throwing the football. That'll likely be a big key if they want to turn things around in the second half. Meanwhile, for the Ravens, we check out their numbers on the ground as they'll try to keep the momentum going into the second half. You'd have to imagine, given the snowy condition, lots to talk about at halftime for these two coaching staffs. Plenty of decisions to be made for this second half for sure. And for the call, we hand it back over to Brandon Guy.
Indeed, Coach. Thanks very much. And that snow you alluded to showing no signs of stopping, at least in the foreseeable future. Duvernay going to sit on this in the end zone, so it'll come out to the 25. This Ravens offense heads back out there, led by Lamar Jackson. And he's had some time to chew on that interception he threw on his last drive back in the first half.
Well, normally we say, well, get him right back out on the field and play again, right? But as you mentioned, had the halftime, had to stew about it a little bit. Maybe he'll have a chance to relax a little and kind of laugh and chuckle and let it go.
He'll hope to respond positively here to start the third quarter. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26.
Yeah, things were pretty stacked up there in the middle of the line. A lot of bodies, not much space. I think ultimately he was fortunate to get anything out of that run.
And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. Rashawn Gary gets him for a loss of 5. He is so tough to handle on the blitz, and that's Exhibit A.
Well, partner, we know they came out of the locker room down on the scoreboard, but I will guarantee you the defensive side of the ball gets super emotional. They can come out and play with aggressiveness, with fury, because they don't have to be quite as precise, and it paid off for them on that play, didn't it?
Sure did. Excellent play, really setting the tone for this third quarter. Now after that sack, it's 3rd and long for Jackson and the Ravens. Throwing is Jackson. And this effort will not get it done. He stopped well short of the first down at the 29.
Pretty solid gain of 7 yards that time as he scrambled, but now they face a 4th down.
I thought he did a pretty good job there to get back what he could, but let's face it, that sack on 2nd down, talk about throwing a wrench into the works. It certainly did.
Yeah, he did everything he could there trying to pick up some positive yardage, and he did, but not enough. And on 4th down, on is the punt team sending this one away. Officially, that'll be marked down as just a 28-yard punt. And it'll be Packer football here. 1st down and 10. Now we take a glance at the offense as they work their way back out for their first possession of the 2nd half. And their defense did its job by forcing the punt to start things out. And now, Charles, can the offense get in gear?
I think, partner, you can sense them saying, okay, the first half was theirs, but now let's get the momentum back on our side. We forced a punt. Now let's go downfield and score. If we do that, we'll be set up well for this 2nd half.
They'll start the drive with a carry by Jones. And he'll work this forward for about 3 at 2nd down.
I have to think a major focus of the halftime meetings had to be figuring out how to create space for the running game to get operating.
Well, what you pointed out to me at half seems accurate. That line has struggled to sustain blocks.
Yeah, I would agree with that totally. They've got to focus on staying on their double teams at the first level, make sure that block's secured before they slide off and try and chip someone at the 2nd level.
And he stopped immediately there. Officially no gain on the play, and they're left with a 3rd and 8.
Sometimes with the running game, you've just got to stick with it. Look, it's the 3rd quarter, no time to panic. But that also doesn't mean you just do it the same way you've been doing it the entire ball game. Maybe change up some blocking assignments or run a few different plays, but stay with the overall essence of the running game.
The Ravens bring out an extra defensive back here on 3rd. Here's Rodgers. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45.
Let's go, boy! That's a play that will likely be forgotten when you talk about big moments in this game. But plays like this are critical to keep drives going. And if points result, we'll call this play significant.
On 1st down, Rodgers. Another catch for Valdez-Scantling. And to the 36-yard line, taken down there after getting 8 yards. Ahead of the chains now, 2nd and 2. Off the play fake to Jones. Here's Rodgers. This one swung out here to Jones. And he works it to the 30-yard line here, right at the 30.
Caught that look from you there, partner. I think we're on the same page on that one. Just his first catch. I think we both thought he'd be a little more active in the passing game. Let's see if that's the start of them trying to get the ball to him a little bit more here in the 2nd half.
And down inside the 15 he goes.
Let's go! Let's go! Let's go! Now what we're seeing, this is much better from this offense because so far in this game, no touchdown to this point. And what's usually a direct correlation? Very few explosive plays. That's been their issue. Not able to make that big shot downfield or break one off, but a nice game there for a 1st down.
Here's a 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line. Into the red zone. It's Rodgers. Drops it to Jones in the flat. And now they're inside the 10 as he's brought down at the 9. It'll be a gain of 5. And that'll make this a 2nd down.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
On second down, it's Jones. And once again, they stop him behind the line. Great job by this Ravens defense. It'll be a loss of a couple on the play, so now third down coming up.
I see a shake of the head as he gets up, and you've got to imagine he's thinking, guys, you got to help me out. He's hoping his team can read his thoughts because he definitely needs some assistance.
This will be the 8th play of the drive. It's 3rd and 7. Working from the gun. Rodgers toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete. Another good drive, Charles, but it looks like another that might end in a field goal try.
They've made some nice plays. They've given themselves opportunities, but as you noted, another field goal attempt coming up. And that's not how they want to end drives. They've got to figure out what's the final touch that they need to push it across the goal line.
Yeah, still yet to find the end zone. The kick by Crosby is good. And that gets him back within a single point. It's now 10-9. So it's a 3rd field goal for him now. He's accounted for all 9 points. I look down to the sideline, though. You can just tell they weren't too happy for 3. They wanted 6.
So they have to have 6. Look, he's keeping them afloat, but they really need to do exactly what you talked about. They need to get into the end zone and score some touchdowns. Otherwise, he's going to have to kick a lot more field goals than just the 3 he's already put through the post.
No run back here for Duvernay. Touchback out to the 25. Baltimore about ready to go on offense. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, you've got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play.
And he gets this one just shy of the 40. They'll mark him down at the 39. 89 yards for him on the ground now as he has been terrific here this afternoon. We've seen him break off a big run already in this game, and for a second, that one looked like it might be another.
Yeah, I think that any defense would say, look, we can't let him get to the second level because sometimes he'll break off the big run on his own, but oftentimes you get additional blocking at the second level, which gets you deeper into the secondary.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Here's Murray. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 37-yard line. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12. Charles, when you talk about free safeties, I think one word comes to mind, range. And we saw an example of a rangy free safety right there.
And as a running back, you've got to be saying, where did he come from? He covered a lot of ground in a short amount of time, and he was able to stop his man before he got back to the line of scrimmage.
And the next-gen stats show us the top speed there, better than 18 miles an hour. As they come to the line, they will not be able to get off another play as time has run out on this 3rd quarter. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. Back now in Baltimore. And we've got a dandy here. A 1-point game as we begin the 4th. 2nd and 12. From the pistol, they run it with Murray. And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field. So that one will be accepted. On 2nd down, Jackson being chased out left. He finds it up. Jackson hit, and he lost the football. The Packers pick it up. And the return will be stopped at the 34-yard line.
I know when you're looking at the scoreboard clock, we're getting near the end of this game, but they were in what was really called 4-minute offense. And that's practice, being taking care of the football, taking time off the clock, not giving them a chance to come back. The bottom line is, what did I say in the beginning? Taking care of the football. That didn't happen.
Didn't do it. A costly turnover.
Another drive coming up for this Packers offense. What a big fourth quarter fumble recovery a moment ago. And now they are set up with a chance to take the lead.
Now a first down carry by Jones. And a short gain down to about the 33. Tackle made there by Josh Bynes. He has just been completely taken out of this game. We're in the fourth quarter. He's single digits in the rushing department.
And I know we look at him because the numbers do go to his production. But how about the guys blocking for him? They don't just have his number as a ball carrier. They've got the number of the offensive line and the other guys because they're getting to him before he can get started.
And this throw incomplete. The defender all over him that time, but it's going to lead to third down.
It's been clear in this matchup which side has been the more physical one. It's been this defense. And here's another example on that last play.
So third down and a field goal from here would be right about 50 yards as they try to get closer. Here's Rodgers to throw. And Rodgers intercepted a third time. Anthony Averett picks it, and the Ravens are going to have the football here at their own 35-yard line.
I'm not sure I'm absolutely crazy about that play call there. I mean, it's only a one-score game, so is it really time to go bombs away and try and make a big play? I think you can take some underneath stuff and still move it downfield.
Here comes the Raven offense now, ready for another possession.
Another important fourth quarter series coming up. That last INT helping to maintain their slim advantage.
They've got good starting field position as they come up here 1st and 10 at their 35-yard line. They begin the drive with a run by Murray. And he'll take this ahead for about 4. Second down coming up. Got to figure now, after getting that turnover, they're just going to be happy to keep the ball on the ground, right?
This is where covering the football, taking care of the ball, all the ball security terms that have ever been used, they come into play for the guys on offense right now. Just take care of it, and they've got a good chance of ending up winning this game.
Jackson's throw complete here to his receiver, Brown.
And he'll be taken down across the 50 at the 45 in enemy territory. This is something you got to be wary of defensively. I mean, just because they're in the mode of trying to burn some clock doesn't mean they won't pass it. They got good yardage out of that one.
Yeah, and really, when you're looking at it, now they've got a fresh set of downs. Look for second down. If they want to take another shot and try and loosen things up, that'd be the time to do it.
So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10. They run from the shotgun with Murray. And this time they were waiting for him as he'll be knocked down before he can get back to the line of scrimmage. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
With his size, he's a tough man to bring down, but they do a nice job there stopping his progress and not allowing him to get back to the line of scrimmage.
So after the loss of a yard, they'll look to push forward here on 2nd down and 11. Jackson eluding the pressure right. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30.
And Brandon, this is the time of the game when Jackson can really take over. He's got the defense's legs a little bit tired. He's got them on the run.
Yeah, this defense looks gassed, and you're exactly right. Second half with the lead, this is when Lamar Jackson seems to thrive. On first down, Murray. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up. The objective there, I mean, yes, the positive gain, that's nice, but work some clock.
Yeah, you're exactly right. But the problem for them is still within a possession. So they can't just sit on it running the ball. They'll have to find a way to throw it effectively as well.
If nothing else, they've already taken a couple minutes off the clock here already as they come up 2nd down. And now Jackson will look to throw it. Steps away. Oh, he gets 3 left side. And he'll be out of bounds about a half to a full yard shy of the 5.
Containing him is becoming a big problem. We've already seen this once earlier in this drive.
Yeah, and so now 2 times this has happened. Do you adjust something?
Yeah, I think you do. I think you have to start thinking about your rush lanes. Try not to either get too wide or too narrow. Make sure someone is there waiting for him to take off.
So 1st and goal, 6 points here would go a long way toward wrapping this one up. They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And he'll get this one back to the 5-yard line, but no further than that. No gain on the play that time, and it sets up 2nd and goal.
Oh, Brandon, I'm going to tell you, this is football time to me. They're inside the 10-yard line. That's like drawing the line in the sand. Who's going to make the stand here? Defensive guys, they know if he gets in the end zone, this ball game is over. And the guys with the football.
And he is into the end zone for a Baltimore touchdown. Lamar Jackson, a 5-yard touchdown run. And the Ravens will extend their lead.
This defense, so many things to worry about in the red zone area, but you'd have to almost think that Lamar Jackson running the football, that might be number 1.
It should be number 1. And in this portion of the field where things shrink a little bit because the receivers can't run past anyone because they'll run out of real estate, you should have all eyes on Lamar Jackson when the ball is snapped and try and keep him back in the pocket.
Yeah, I don't think that they were surprised he was running it there. They just couldn't stop him, and he ends up in the end zone.
Tucker able to connect on the extra point. And that will ensure that it will take a touchdown and a 2-point conversion to tie it. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. So Aaron Rodgers and his offense down by 8, 2:01 remaining. They'll have one play here just north of the 2-minute warning. Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. And this is caught. Mercedes Lewis with the ground. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. So it's Packer football here as we welcome you back. They come up on a 1st and 10, desperately needing a score here on what could be their final drive. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And that's going to wind up incomplete. However, we do have a flag down. Let's check in with our referee. So that one a hold right guard.
And you understand why offensive and defensive linemen probably go to martial arts schools and work on their hands so often, because that could be the make or break difference on a play. This time he had to grab a jersey in order to make the play happen. Got caught for the penalty.
Now Rodgers. And that is incomplete. Well, the coverage a little too good there, but it's 2nd down. 2-minute drills, they're tough enough, pressure-packed enough, and these elements makes it significantly tougher.
And you don't have the margin where you can say, okay, I can allow for certain things and maybe change up a little bit. Because it's a 2-minute situation, you've got to try and make the same plays you would make if the elements didn't exist.
The Packers going to use one of their timeouts as they'll talk it over here before what will be an important 3rd down. They like going to him in the slot. He catches another one.
I think this comes under the heading of, until they stop him, why not go back to it? He has something going really well. Great working relationship with the guy throwing the ball, and they keep making the connection.
Back to throw, Rodgers. Open man, this is Lewis. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. A big connection on that one. 30 yards. He'll drop this underneath for Jones. They'll wind up getting 7 on the play, and it'll be second down. Rodgers to throw. Completes it left side to the tight end Lewis. And he'll go out of bounds in the red zone just inside the 20. Working the sideline there. Good route, good catch. First down, and he gets out of bounds.
Yeah, you have to like the play calling because you have to run some guys down the middle of the field to draw some of the defenders away. They can't just let them guard the sideline exclusively. That's how it's going to work. Sidelines and then completions to use the clock.
Meanwhile, Rodgers' throw taken in by Valdez-Scantling. And he's into the end zone. No flags. It's a touchdown. And now a 2-point conversion. And we'll be tied here in the final minute.
Do they have one big call left? Here we go. The touchdown's massive, but now they've got to have 2 to possibly take this to overtime.
So here we go. The Packers will line up to go for 2. To throw is Rodgers. And it's caught. And with it, we are tied here in the 4th. Huge conversion there to tie this thing up, but they're not done yet. Their defense needs to get a stop.
Yeah, there's still plenty of time for the other team to come downfield and put some points on the board, but job 1 was taken care of. The 2-point conversion to get this thing tied.
17-17 the score. All even to this point as the kick's away. On the return, Devin Duvernay. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29. And our attention here turns to Latavius Murray. So after that hot start, the numbers here show the decline. What has the defense done adjustment-wise?
Sometimes when you have a running back who's gotten off to a hot start, you've got to catch him before he really gets going. So you change what you do across the defensive front. Instead of the linebackers being back a few yards, you bring them up closer. It's what we call mugging the line of scrimmage, taking away a lot of blocking angles and gaps, and maybe stopping him before he can get going.
Mugging the line of scrimmage, okay.
Yeah, in this case.
Now Jackson. Rolling to his left. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on second down. Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 37 seconds to play. Here's Jackson. And he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game. Now after that sack, it's 3rd and long for Jackson and the Ravens. Jackson to throw. Connecting with Andrews. And a good job on the tackle there as they get him down shy of the first on the 35-yard stripe. Here's Sam Cook now as he'll kick it away for the second time. And he'll get this away into the icy winter air. And that will skip out of bounds right at about the 18-yard line. And now the Packers get set to go. They'd like to avoid overtime here, so maybe they can work the sidelines, but then defensively, how do they adjust to that if they do work the sideline?
It's the old leverage game, and we usually talk about leverage at the line of scrimmage, right? Who's going to win with the low blocking and everything that goes along with that. But in this case, You're trying as a defender to leverage them towards the middle of the field, not let them get to the sidelines and try and tackle them inbounds in order to run the clock out.
Chess match here late. 5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5. Four quarters not enough. We're all even, and to overtime we go.
How much fun is this for everyone who's watching the game? How much fun is it for us to see this one get an extra period to get settled?
And here in overtime, if the team that receives the ball scores a touchdown, it's over. If they don't, we can still have some more football.
That's exactly right. If they go down and kick a field goal, the other team gets a possession to either match it or score a touchdown to win the ball game. If both teams kick field goals, the next team to score wins. But if the receiving team throws a pick six or fumbles the ball and it gets picked up by the defense and they score, the game is over at that point.
So we're right back where we started, all even as the kick's away. And no return here to begin the overtime session. That'll be a touchback. And now Baltimore gets set to take the field. They control their own destiny here. They have the football in overtime. Obviously, a touchdown would win it.
And I think teams around the league are still adjusting to the idea of going downfield, scoring a touchdown wins the game, because they were used to just going downfield and trying to get in field goal range to win a game. Still having to make that transition. Let's face it now, the ones who are doing it best know they need to go down, attack, put the ball in the end zone, and not leave it up to a field goal and give the other team a chance.
Yeah, as we said, they control their own destiny now. They go play action now. Jackson. This will be a short gain of 3 before he's brought down at the 22.
Looked to me like they adopted what my kindergarten teacher always said. If at first you don't succeed, try again. And finally, able to hold him in check. He'd been carving him up running the ball.
That's the first time I think I've seen where the coverage was good downfield and they accounted for him and stopped him for a short pickup.
Yeah, I don't think it was a big adjustment, but much more emphasis on making sure they knew where he was when he decided to take off with them.
Well, another fine run right there for Lamar Jackson, and CD, that one puts him over 100 yards now for the ball game.
And remember when all we talked about were 100-yard games from running backs? That when a quarterback did it was a surprise? With Lamar Jackson, that's part of the package as well. He'll have as many 100-yard games in a season as the top running backs in the league.
Carries piling up. It's Murray again. Murray has the first down and more. And he's going to get this into enemy territory at the 45. So a decent gain, but all for naught on the penalty.
It's too bad, isn't it? They were feeling pretty good about it. The only people celebrating, the guys who just gave up that play.
Following the penalty, it's Murray. And they take him down, losing yardage back at the 27. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up 2nd down. He's had some big runs in this game. Not there, though.
But I don't think they're going to be deterred by that play right there. He's had some nice runs in the game. And how many times have we seen a good running back get stopped, yet turn it into something big on a later carry? I'd stay with him.
2nd and 21, a lot of ground to cover. First throw in overtime now for Jackson. Flush to his right. And he'll be brought down right at the 45-yard line. A breakdown defensively there as the scramble is going to set him up with a much more manageable 3rd down.
Man, defensively, that hurts. They got him out of his rhythm. They had him hemmed in, but somehow he was able to tuck it away and get away for a gain.
Now a first throw here in overtime. That's complete to the fullback, Ricard. And they went the wrong way there, losing yardage back at the 43-yard line. It'll be a loss of 2 on the play, and that's going to bring up a 4th down. Well, I know you're toward the middle of the field here, but still,
4th down this distance, you got to punt it right.
That's definitely the first instinct, because you say, okay, let's just play some field position, make sure we don't lose the game here, turn it over in a key spot. But if you feel really good about your trigger guy, if you feel great about him, you might want to leave the ball in his hands and let him work his magic.
They'll try and throw for it with Jackson. Flushed out right. John Harbaugh not afraid to go for it. This time doesn't work out. And the Packers are going to get the football back in excellent field position. So they'll trudge off the field with a bitter taste in their mouths after that failed 4th down conversion.
Yeah, there'll be a lot of analysis there on the sidelines. Was it the right call? Was it against the right defense? Should they have even gone for it at all? Will that change what they do going forward in the game? A lot of questions to be answered by them. The defense doesn't really care. They're like, bring it on again. We'll stop you the next time, too.
They'll run on 1st down. It's Jones. Now he's able to break through 1 tackle, but it slowed him down enough that he could only manage getting back to the line of scrimmage. Defensively, though, they had a chance there to hit him for a loss. Couldn't get it done.
Looked like someone was able to knife into the backfield, but he wasn't able to get him down. But his compatriots, they were able to grab him at the line of scrimmage and not let him get any further downfield.
So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. What can Rodgers do now with his drive? And he will slide to a stop. He does have the 1st down.
Looks to me, partner, like he's learning a little bit, because earlier in the game, I think he's trying to force a lot of throws in his windows that just weren't open.
Yeah, the interceptions had plagued him, especially a 2nd interception, really a bad throw. So maybe a better decision there.
Yeah, no doubt about it. I think he learned from earlier in the game, and he's applying it now.
On 1st and 10, here's Rodgers. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
Coverage was very good that time. A nice job to smother him as the ball arrived, and that ensured an incomplete pass.
And it keeps 6 points off the board. Throwing again on 2nd and 10. Rodgers looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Lewis. And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8. And you definitely could make the case we might not even be in overtime had he not thrown 3 interceptions in regulation. But looking better here so far in OT.
Yeah, and when you think about what a coach is thinking at that point, because normally you've thrown 3 picks during the game, you might craft your play calls to be a little more careful. Not in this case. The green light still on for him.
Now Jones. And they'll get this from the 8 to the 5. Pickup of 3. And that carry probably not so much for yardage, just to get the spot that you want to kick the field goal.
And any yardage game there is really kind of gravy, and this just becomes what my old coach used to say, get into position to be in position. And that's what they want, the right spot for their kicker to line up the field goal.
Now a 2nd down throw for the end zone, but it's incomplete. The veteran tight end Mercedes Lewis, the intended receiver. But now it's 3rd and goal. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
Over the time, look, that time on defense just flooded the field with defensive backs, blanketed everyone, took away all the passing angles, thus the incompletion.
And he got it. The kick is good in overtime. He's able to split the uprights. And with that, they take the lead here, 20-17. So a good kick there, and they put the bow tie on it with 3 points.
And let's face it, everybody wants a touchdown. We know that. But in the NFL, defenses are awfully good. You're not going to score each and every time. Be able to knock the ball through the post and take the 3.
By the way, I said bow tie. I meant just bow. Not the tie, but yeah.
Either way.
You got it.
I just went right past it.
Oh, partner, there's something special about a game in the snow. Just always fun in these elements, although a little chillier up here in the open-air booth. The only thing that's not fun is that we got the mid-game notification that our flight was canceled tonight, but we'll deal with that later. It was really a fun game to watch, though.
It was, and there is something special about games played in the snow because the element of surprise really kicks in. You don't know how they're going to handle the ball, if someone's going to make a dramatic play just out of nowhere, and all of a sudden it just changes the course of things. But a big shout out to our crew to make sure that we were comfortable up here, as comfortable as one could be. In these elements, they took care of us and made sure we were dressed properly.